Hello, folks. How goes it? I'm bored. It's 11:30 on a Saturday night, and I am just going to drink soda, which I never ever do. Drink some water and eat some ground beef and chit chat. Let's see. First off, co-host isn't here. Birdcage. Go check out Birdcage on Twitter at Birdcage. And I think he has two accounts. One's Cage Bird, and he has a story called Daggers of the Dam that he's working on. DOTD. Um, I'm working on a story called Centesimo Soteria, fantasy story, and I hate what everybody is doing to all of our stuff. X-Men, X-Men 97. X-Men, one of the best one of the best TV shows ever created. Right up there with Avatar: The Last Airbender, Justice League animated. Not one of the best cartoons ever made, but one of the best TV shows ever made. And as soon as they said that they were going to, uh, when they announced that they were doing a continuation, I knew they were going to do something with it. And they already did with Morph, who wasn't even a big part of the first incarnation of this show. And they just had to take characters that were already on purpose, already diverse, and use Morph to push other nonsense. And then when you say something, everybody says, clearly you don't know what the X-Men are about. That I'm like, oh man, I don't understand it. This show's going to be a disaster. I can see it. I can feel it. Every time I look at a picture, I can see it. You can. As soon as Morph lands, he's standing all weird. And I think they're going to use Storm. I think they're going to use Storm, Morph, and Storm, Morph, and Jean Grey to just push their weird Disney nonsense, and it's going to be bad. They're not going to be able to do true, normal storytelling like they did in the original series. It's going to be just to push identity politics. So there was no point in even making a post about Morph. So they told on themselves on purpose, and the whole thing doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that's enough of that rant. Um, there's really nothing good on anymore. There's nothing good to watch. There's just everything's ruined. Star Trek is ruined. Well, they have a book now. They have a book. I think it's a book that they're continuing. Seven of Nine and Raffi from Picard. They're gonna go on adventures or something. I guess it's like I don't who in their right mind cares or liked Raffi, Raffi, whatever the heck her name is. Nobody. She was the most insufferable character on that series, and unfortunately, out of curiosity, I watched the first season of Picard, and I thought the cinematography was actually not. It was kind of pretty. It was nice, but the show was just hot garbage. It was just hot garbage. Skip season 2. Then they did the whole nostalgia bait in season 3, which I don't know. I don't know if you want to say if it was good television or if it was just mm, or if it was just not awful television. And I don't think Kurtzman was involved. I mean, he was obviously involved because it's Kurt's track, but I don't think he had much to do really with season three, which they could have did a. Star Trek has the potential to do so much cool stuff, and they just keep dropping the ball. I feel like it's my fault when I every couple of years I beg for a Star Trek, and then something comes out, and I wish I didn't say anything because last time I did that, we got Enterprise, which is whatever. I know there's some people that like it. I couldn't get into it. As soon as they started the prequel stuff, I was like, I'm done. I just couldn't get into it. And with having Scott Bakula as the captain, it just all I saw was Quantum Leap. All I saw was Quantum Leap, so it was hard to watch. It was really difficult to watch. Um, I think I did watch. I know I watched the first two seasons later on, and I just there was nothing just wasn't anything there for me. Uh, then Discovery came out. Well, Discovery didn't come out. It was what is the girl's name? What's her name? What is the Walking Dead girl name? What's her name? What's her name? Uh, what is her freaking name? Saniqua? Huh, I got it right. Whatever. As soon as I saw that she got cast as the main, like as the lead, I was out. Saw the first episode, I was out immediately. Immediately. Saw the first episode. Actually, I didn't watch the complete. I didn't even finish the first episode. I watched part of the first episode. Then later on, randomly, I would like finish it and then watch random episodes and binary and gay this and LG they thems and all. It's like I don't understand. I don't get it. But Reacher's good. Reacher was pretty good. Uh, Busting heads in, taking names. Reacher was good. Uh, my buddy put me on to a show called Silo, and I actually I binged the whole thing. It was actually not. It wasn't bad. I love that. I love little dystopian shows like that. A lot of them have the same formula. It's always even the whole caste system and everything. But you know, if it's not broke, and you can do it well, I guess go ahead and do it. So yeah, Silo, Reacher. I'm trying to think. Reacher, Silo. I don't watch much TV. Reacher, Silo. I went back and watched. Uh, I went back and watched House of Cards. Uh, the Americans is a show that you can only watch. You can watch maybe. You watch it the first time, and maybe give it a couple years, and then you could binge it because you'll forget stuff. But that show is amazing. It's one of my favorite shows ever. Um, but you have the Americans. Uh, see, Reacher, the Americans, Silo. I tried Rabbit Hole. I just couldn't do it. My buddy likes it, but I couldn't do it. What else do we have? What else? Is there anything else good? There's some other espionage shows, but they're real generic. After after getting spoiled with the Americans, it's kind of hard to find another espionage show that's it doesn't have to be the same style, but the writing is has to be good, and it's kind of hard to find a good espionage show because a lot of them are just copycats of each other. Um, oh, so I did watch his Dark Materials, and I don't know fully what to think about it because I'm a normie to that world, and I did not realize that the Polar Express was basically. I did a little bit of research, so I know it's the book. It's a book series, and I guess the BBC, they did their version of that, and I guess the books were called something else, and then they changed it up a little bit, but primarily everything is pretty much the same. It seems like there's a lot of people that didn't like it. The only thing that I liked coming in as a normie was just the fantasy aspect. The religious aspect was kind of it was a little bit creepy at first with demons being the I know they spell it Daemon, I think. The demons being an extension of your soul, which was it was low key cool. It was very it was just interesting. And then they had the magisterium. They had which was like the religious group. At least in one. Well, I don't want to really spoil it. Well, it doesn't matter. The show's was been out for like 5 years, I think, 2019. So they're the religious organization, and then there's in each world there's some kind of organization that doesn't want humanity to evolve, and basically they didn't use God, they used like archangels, but some of that stuff was really cool. Some of there were some points in the show to me. I thought some of the writing was on par with how Avatar: The Last Airbender had had I don't know the way they made you care about the characters. I'm not saying the show was absolutely amazing or anything like that, but it was. I thought it was neat. I thought it was pretty neat, and just I like fantasy so much. So, and I'm working on a fantasy show or a fantasy something, a fantasy series. It. I was I was kind of blown away by some of the ideas, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. And I know I guess the author he claims to be um, he says he's agnostic, but he called it something else. 'Cause I guess he was raised Catholic, so he knows a lot of religious terminology and some of the theology behind angels and demons and repentance and sin and all that, and he put that stuff in there, but he kind of flipped it on its head, kind of backwards, which is whatever. It is what it is. But I thought it was pretty neat. And now I think I'm gonna have to end up changing one of my main. It's so weird. You think you're doing something new, and there's always someone that has something similar. Because in my story, I have something called the Soterian Magistrates, and in his Dark Materials, and I get or that series of books is the Magisterium, and I'm like, they're two completely different things, similar, and people think, oh, you copy that off of such and such, and I'm like, no, I don't hope I might keep the name, but I might have to figure out another way to still make it sound cool, but I'll have to work on something. But yeah, his Dark Materials I just finished the thing last week, which was pretty cool. Um, trying to think what else. What else is there? Let me see. Can't think of anything else. Well, I guess I did. I also did. I vowed to not watch Strange New Worlds, but I ended up watching it, and it just ends up making me angry as a Star Trek fan. You see, we've come we've come so far, with um, from a technology standpoint, and all the things we could do, and I don't know, we have there's ways to keep the aesthetics of Star Trek, but you can upgrade, you can do the ships could be just insane. I don't understand how we're still so far behind, so far behind. Like it looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Strange New Worlds looks good. It looks good. Um, but it looks so good. It looks super modern. So stop doing the prequels. Go back to the future and use that CGI and even practical effects, whatever you do, and do that to a new series now, not a prequel of a prequel, and they're going to this timeline instead of the other. Just go back to normal Star Trek and some good writing, uh, some good writing, some good special effects, good character development, like Deep Space Nine, the redheaded stepchild of Star Trek. But if you go back and watch it when you're older, you're like, oh my goodness, this show is so good. There's times where it can get a little bit boring, but that show was really good. All the way up until Ezri came, and then it kind of. Thankfully, she didn't show up until when she did, but when she showed up, that was awful. But Deep Space Nine, the writing was even when they were doing. Well, I take that back. There's two episodes on there. I can't remember which episode. I don't remember the names, but there was one like racially charged episode or whatever with Cisco, and then there was another one. The first one was so normal, good writing. It was like, thank you. They weren't hitting you over the head. And this was back then. And then the second one was it was just on the nose and just obnoxious. But overall, it had a really good payoff. The writing was done well, um, and they could have launched stuff. They could have launched stuff from Deep Space Nine, and they just I don't know. There's so much stuff we can do. So much stuff. I don't care if it's the espionage stuff, section whatever section was it, Sector 31 or whatever it's called. All these different things they could do. They could do really cool things, but they seem like they're going to do something neat, and it's like, oh look, they're doing something neat, and they have to do something else to offset it, and they just keep doing it. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. That's modern television for you now. But Reacher season two was good. I was a little bit the same thing. I was a little bit of a normie, so like in Reacher when he was doing the whole thing with Neely, I was like, oh my god, please don't. And then I realized, like, okay, that's their relationship that they have in the books, and I'm like okay, that's pretty cool. And they actually didn't go overboard. And she, like, the whole cast was great. I like the fact I like the Lone Reacher more. But I'm like, okay, cool. You showed his team or his old team to come back together, uh, you know, for some retribution, and that was pretty cool. I, the only part that I saw that was like a little bit, not great was the plane scene where he's like hanging out the plane and the girls hanging out the plane. It looked pretty awful actually. It was the only. Luckily, they kept it dark, so kind of like what the CW does when they try to do effects and stuff. But uh, Reacher was a solid 9 to me. First season was a 10. Second season was a 9. Um, what else is there to watch? I don't think there's anything else to really, you know. I'll watch old sitcoms, but as far as good television, I don't know. X Men, man, I feel so sad. It's sad that they're just cartoon characters, and you feel sad for the characters. They're using poor Morph as a tool. A tool for self-indulgent activists to get their rocks off on, which is really weird to just so focus on that stuff. It's kind of creepy. Um, but yeah, what are you guys watching out there in Twitter and YouTube land, Facebook, social media world? Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, we have, if anyone likes basketball, Steph Curry and that girl Sabrina did a little 3-point shootout, which was actually pretty cool. It was pretty neat. I was like, I was waiting for them to do something wokey woke with it, and they didn't until the freaking guy that sits on the desk with Shaq and them. He's interviewing Steph and then interviewing the girl, side by side. And they're just talking normal. That it was just a neat event in general. Then the guy has to bring up when she was a kid and used to play with the boys and they didn't want her to play, whatever. It's like, okay, that's kind of normal. Well, then he had to add a part where he said, and then they told you to go play with dolls. It's like nobody said that. No, the most unnecessary thing ever. Just trying to start stuff. It was so annoying. Like, what did that? How did that have anything to do with what the event was? And of course, she seemed like she has her head on straight because she just answered. She just answered normal and just said it was a great opportunity. She didn't try to do some weird, um, you know, unorganic plug for the WNBA or women's sports. He just was, hey, I appreciate coming, appreciate you having me. And she was hot too. She was putting those, man. She, like, soon as she touched the ball, it was swish, 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 swish. I was like, oh boy, Steph might have a problem here. Then you also wonder if they were going to try, do something funky where she wins to say something, to make a point or whatever. But it didn't happen. Steph won the contest or whatever. But she can shoot lights out, and that was really cool to see. Um, let's see. Co-host is in here, but yeah. Yeah, but go back on Twitter and look up Birdcage, and he has a story that he's working on called Daggers of the Damned. Um, he has these. Was it 5 daggers or 4 daggers? I think it's 4 daggers. 4 daggers, and when they combine, they create a map. This map, and got some pretty cool characters. We got the anthropomorphic zebra called well, Zebro. It's a mercenary. It kind of reminds me of John Constantine and um, I don't know, like John Constantine, Indiana Jones, and the Punisher were mixed together, but a anthropomorphic zebra. He's got this weapon called the Stairway Cannon. It's pretty neat. You need to go check out Birdcage on on Twitter. Who else? Who else? Oh, Luke Stone is awesome. Giving me some advice on trying to write this thing I'm writing, which I don't even really know what it is. I guess it's a comic book slash story thingy majig. I don't even know, but like the character you see on screen, um, she's one of the characters. She's an Eratos cleric. Um, the name of the story is Centesimo Soteria. And yeah, I have a lot of characters done, and I'm just writing. But I have a habit of focusing on the character so much because I don't want my stuff to. I don't want the character to be one dimensional or Disneyfied or Kevin Smithified. If you know what I mean. They ruin everything they touch. They ruin. I want it to be to last. Um, but yeah, so let's see who else we got. We got Fun My. Oh, we got Agent Zero from Chrome Dog. We've got who else? Chrome Dog. Oh, the one girl, Renee Draws. She's I don't know her. I just see her stuff and it looks ridiculously cool. Uh, like I said, I love fantasy, and her stuff is primarily fantasy. So fiendish. Then we've got. Don't forget about Earth's Best. I think it was Entertainment. Earth's Best Entertainment, and then he has like a. It's more like a kid's comic book, and it's pretty funny because like the characters are some of the characters they're kind of I think they're color coded like Power Rangers, but like it's not like their names are some crazy cool name. It's like their superhero name is like Jane or Frederick, which which was which was pretty funny. It was pretty cool. Um, like the Agent Zero has Chrome Dog. Um, let's see, Telepathic Bunny. I always forget his. Uh, forgot the name of it. But Telepathic Bunny on the Rabbit Hole on YouTube. You should follow him. He's good. You also have Fun My Comic, which is from Luke and I guess other people together. Fun My Comic, and then you have Nick Tockard. Shout out to Nick Tockard and the Independent Creators Directory, Joe Bachman. I started listening to those guys while I was at work, and it's a pretty cool chat in there. A lot of cool people doing cool stuff, doing comics and stories and novels and all sorts of stuff. And if you do independent stuff, check out the Independent Creators Directory, and they'll hook you up, and you can get on there and promote your stuff. It's pretty neat. Um, Janet from Another Planet, she's awesome as well. She does funny videos and has a full channel now too, and she has panels with people. Um, haven't seen Drew Supreme Heretic, um, but he has a channel too, so you can go follow him. Does politics and stuff. Um, who to not follow? Joe Biden. Do not follow Joe Biden. Um, do not follow Kamala Harris or AOC or Nancy Pelosi. Don't follow the squad. Jericho Green. Follow Jericho Green. Follow Awaken with JP. Um, but yeah, I'm just talking now. Talking dead air talk. But um, we need more. Oh, Avatar The Last Airbender. Oh, goodness. Poor. I feel sorry for that poor franchise. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. The Netflix series is going to be a disaster. Why does Sokka always look like that in live action? Why? He just has that face that you just want to just shove in a pile of snow. It's so annoying. And then let's see, Sokka's not going to have his well, what they call, uh, you know, his old misogyny, um, towards his girl or whatever. So it's like, okay, so that's part of the story. So how are you going to take part of the character's identity away like that, which is weird? And then Aang, it's a 12-year-old. Wait, I said 12-year-old. I forget. How old is Aang again? He 10? Let's see. How old is Aang? Yeah, 12. Yeah. So Aang's 12, so he still wants to go on his little side adventures and stuff. And I get it's a TV show, so they're not going to be able to just do, well, if they wanted to, if they found a way, they could if they really wanted to, but they're not going to just make filler episodes on a on a TV show like that. So I mean, I get that, but he needs to go on some. They need to go on some side adventures. Doesn't have to be a full blown, uh, you know, a full blown adventure where Appa gets kidnapped by the Sand people, all that stuff. They don't have to do all that, but he needs to go on. That's a part. That's a part of his development. The whole point is he's learning that, unfortunately, as the Avatar, as a 12-year-old boy, he doesn't get to go penguin sledding all the time. He has to learn to bend these elements and take on the Fire Lord. He has to. The fate of the world is, basically in his, or in the team's hand, but in his hands. So it's like, what are they going to do? Are they gonna marry Sue Eng? He's just gonna learn all the bending skills like that, and then just go defeat the Fire Lord without any kind of character development. I don't know. It's weird. Just like Toph. When Toph was being hard on him, Toph was being hard on him because Earth is a hard element to bend. So she had to teach him. He's a free willy guy. He just, everything's happy and free, and we should just be untethered, and well, to learn earth bending, now you got to pull that other side, that other emotional side of you, that's the stubborn side, and to learn how to control it, control Earth. And this is, if they don't do that, it's the show's gonna fall flat. It'll probably fall flat with bad character development, and obviously most people already know how the characters develop. But on this series, it's gonna come through flat. So if there's any payoffs and anything like that, it's not gonna you're not gonna feel it. Same thing with Iroh. Is Iroh gonna lose? Is he gonna lose? Is his son gonna be alive in this one? And Iroh's we're not gonna get we're not gonna get the song. It was pretty emotional part in that series in that show. Are you guys gonna cut out those main parts like that? Are you gonna make Azula completely just obnoxious? Azula is obnoxious, but are you gonna kind of like what they did with X-Men and Morph? Are you gonna play on it and be pointlessly obnoxious? Like you're gonna use it to push something? Like she's so strong and powerful, and she can do this and she can do that. Is that what you're gonna do with her, or are you gonna just have her be who she is, a psychopath? Um, I don't know. There's a lot that can go wrong with it. And looking at the stuff, it it looks weird. It looks good. It's almost like um One Piece, where obviously you can tell that some of it is set, but it's almost supposed to look like that. With Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's green screen portions on there that are awful. So like it looks I don't know what the best way to describe it is. It's almost like it's like, oh man, they're on Appa. It looks like the scenery itself in general looks pretty. It looks fine, but you can you can absolutely 100% tell that in the background it is a background. It's not they're not there, and then you can look at it and see that is so that looks it just looks then it makes it look cheap. So it looks good, but then it looks cheesy at the same time. Just like the Black Panther scene in Black Panther 2, where it's like, okay, the scenery is pretty, but it was that I think it was when Namor, freaking, it's not Namor, but that character that was playing the water guy comes up, and I think M'Baku, like, they did some weird camera angle work, and the water's behind him, and it's like, man, it looks so bad. Like, it looks good, but then depending on the angle, it's like, oh look, it's a green screen. Same thing with Black Panther, the first Black Panther, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but you're looking at the mountains with all the people on it, or not the mountains, but like the little like entrances to all the when they're all standing on the caves or whatever you want to call it, on the mountains, and you're looking at the waterfall and stuff. It just looked so bad. It looked green screen. I don't know why they do that. It has to pass. It has to go through someone, and someone has to say, yes, this looks good. So what person okayed that? So yeah, that's going to be. I don't know. It's one of the best series ever made, and they're about to. And then they're going to do. Nickelodeon. They got Avatar Studios now, which in a past life I would be so excited, but after what they did with Korra and Asami and Kyoshi, and like it's gonna be not good. People are gonna be like, well, when are you gonna get the first LGBT, or not the first LGBT, but when are you gonna get the first non-binary, non-binary waterbender and of this and all? It's gonna be a mess. I'll say one thing though. I will say one thing. This let me see. Let me pull this up. This looks so. This looks so delicious. I gotta see if I can find it. Woo-hoo. This looks so good. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can. I have it, but it's not pulling up. Oh, it's an ad. Hold on. Okay. All right. Ooh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Boom. Present. Uh, ooh, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Let me let me um let me make this bigger. Ah, oh, there's a delay. Sorry, guys. There's a delay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That looks so. Man, it looks so good. Aang's face looks. They need to change his face a tad, a little bit. Sokka looks crazy. I want to see his boomerang though. Toph. This is what I want. This looks absolutely incredible. Incredible. Unfortunately, it's Nickelodeon Studios, and they've gone to the other side as well. So, but if they can keep this, if they can do this without putting anything weird in it, if they could just do that, this looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing. I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't. I wish they didn't go so fast into the future, because now where you gonna go? You can't really. I don't want I don't want some where they're in the basically almost modern day. We're gonna have kids that are walking around with cell phones and have to learn how to use their. What are they gonna make up radio frequency bending or something? It's like I just leave it fantasy. Leave it like this. Tell more stories about this. How they led up to um oh my gosh, the city in Cora. Oh my goodness, I'm having brain farts. Um, Republic City, like give us a slow burn up to that. I want to know more about Sokka as he got older. Um, the Kyoshi Warriors and stuff like Toph. I want to know more about Toph too. This is my favorite character in all of Avatar. Toph is my favorite character. That's what I want to see. It just looks amazing. It looks so good. Uh, the show is so amazing. It's just so good. There's a delay. Sorry, guys. There's a delay. Let's see. Mm, anybody else? Anybody here? Anybody else Avatar fans? Because that's one of my favorite series ever. Give me one sec. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll show you some of Birdcage. Let me see if I can find some Birdcage stuff here. Give me a second. Go over to Birdcage. Let's see. I'm so sorry. My computer's running slow for some reason. Those are actually two of my characters here. This is Ashania and Shozaviar. They grew up together. Actually, he raised raised her. Um, he is the um, general, and she is the commander. So I guess imagine like Man at Arms and Tila. She's a fighting machine. So yeah, that's a shame. They are two of the main characters in my story too. He is he is a Soterian. Uh, my world is called Soteria. So he is a Soterian magistrate, and they are linked. Um, they're linked telepathically. So there's other magistrates with um, similar bonds like that as well. Um, so they're sent out to protect their humanoid counterpart. Sometimes they'll find them at birth, like let's say one of the humanoid people are born, and the magistrate will sense that and uh, go and keep an eye on them, even though they may be doing it in the shadows. They may be growing up. They're 2 years old, 8 years old, 15, 16, 19, 20 years old, and they know they can feel something, but they don't know what it is, and it's their magistrates that are keeping watch over them, and then um, you know once a major danger a major danger comes up, then usually they'll end up revealing themselves, and then they'll go on little adventures and stuff together. But that's Shozaviar and Ashania. But we were trying to get to Birdcage. So this is Birdcage, Daggers of the Damned. So this is his character. Oh my goodness. This is his character. Which he got revamped. The character in this story. These are actually two of my characters. Um, this is Tivelia, the Adorned Traveler, and her husband, Kamari. This is uh, This is written by Birdcage. It says it says just starting, but Zebro, a mercenary and hunter searching for the mythical daggers of the damned, but someone else wants these as well. Shadow Knight. As the shadow rises in the moonlit darkness, a dagger begins to glow. And this is Zebro. Zebro is first the official first character ever created for the world of Daggers of the Damned. Um, that's what it was. The Fonz. I was gonna say the Fonz, Constantine, and the Punisher mixed together. So it's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. And then this is Shadow Knight. Then there's a guy on you or on Twitter that took this character and he has another character. He did like a commission for him in a fight scene in a forest. It looked amazing. His name is Elliot. Elliot. We just call him Big E. His name is Elliot. He's on YouTube. Elliot Rodriguez, I believe it is. But he's pretty cool. But yeah, this is mine. This is Tavelia. That's she is a part of my story. I even have a cheesy inch like a character. I don't even know what to call it, like a little quote unquote promo thing. But um, this is Psychia. She's a Bright Spring warrior. A Bright Spring warrior. That's another group in my. So I have a couple of groups in my story. Uh, she's a Bright Spring warrior. She's a guardian of transformation. She trains Bright Spring warrior children who have the Soterian essence within them. She imbues those children with special powers, and then they are bound to her by oath to protect the innocent. So I guess the closest thing would be like like kind of like the Inhumans or the X Men, where well, probably closer to the Inhumans, where there's some people on this planet that do have it's like this life force that's in them, but it has to be I guess pruned isn't the right word. What's the right word? And nurtured, I guess nurtured or whatever. And what she does is she has a special arrow and some other stuff, and she can kind of kind of make make those the powers that they do have inside of them. She can kind of activate them. Um, so that's yeah, that's her. Her name is Sakia. Uh, that's Ginzara. So Soterian Soul Crusher, Xanthros and Skepper. There's Cardiac from Daggers of the Damned. I thought he was looking pretty cool. Shout out to Birdcage. Oh, also, all right, let's check out Birdcage. This is Birdcage's store right here. Um, So yeah, this is one of his. Oh, it didn't come up. Oh, I thought the. Well, anyway, this this link right here, if you can read it, let's see. There you go. Birdhouse.myspreadshop.com. That's the bird cages store. And now this is Ladia and Hikato. That's Ladia and Hikato, which is this is these characters have been redone and redrawn and everything. But it was just a first go at it. So um, she's kind of like a witchy wizard type character, and then she has her wolf that she's kind of linked to. Um, and then the wolf is the wolf. So he has something called the I think it's the tri moon, the tri or it's a tri star galaxy. I think it is. But there's the tri. I think it's the tri moon galaxy. But anyway, there's these three moons, and Hikato plays a big part in that. Um, I guess it's like a part of their uh, like the mythology inside of the world or whatever, which is pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Lottie and Hikato. Um, Daggers of the Dam right there. Oh yeah, those are the four daggers right there. There you go. So there's one called the Iota Blade, the Iota Blade, the uh, I forgot all of them. I know one is called the Iota Blade though. Um, he has a little animation there, which is cool. So it's quick. So he's got quick fire. He got quick fire and Wind Raider. Quick fire, Wind Raider. We got a little unfinished animation. I don't know if it's gonna play. Daggers of the Dam. Yeah, go check out Birdcage, guys. Let's see. Now this is Nevaeh, an assassin. Daggers of the Dam. You see my comment there, but that's for another. That's for another another. That's for another day. But yeah, this is Nevaeh. She's another. She's an assassin inside of that world. Uh, Chrome Dog, Agent Zero, Chrome Dog, Fund My Comic, Indiegogo. I think he's been selling them now. So Luke Stone worked on this book with Agent Zero. So go pick one up. One day when I actually know what I'm doing, hopefully I get Mr. Stone to do some of my stuff. Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, man, his, whew, oh my gosh, this guy. I mean, he does have a. I guess it's. I don't know what it, is that. Is that like? Is it technically anime? Because it's kind of like a mixed merger thing. But I don't know what. I have no idea what Young Ripper was thinking when he did Blood Ruth as a like the fan art thing. How did he? His picture of Blood Ruth was insane. This guy is crazy. Crazy. Look at this. It's a Art Attack. Art Attack X. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, it's delicious. Mm. Yum, yum, yum. Yes. I mean, that has to feel so good to be able to. Obviously, he put a lot of work into it. Work into his art. I'm sure he was just naturally gifted, but also I don't know if he went to school or whatever he did to just get his art like this. But this is just absolutely insane. Look at look at that. Why is that not a cartoon? Why? Why? Why is stuff like this? Why? Oh my goodness! Oh, I'm about to get started. You have this guy making this, which this is his own original. This is his own original stuff, right? So he knows what he's doing. So you see this. I mean, I kind of get an arcane. Not, I'm not trying to compare it, but I'm just saying like the people at League of Legends. Is that right? I can't remember. But they took some of the characters from their world. A certain timepiece. Boom, took it out. Took however many years it did to make it. Do all that special painting, and they were super anal about it and got it, and it looked amazing. Same here. Look at this. You see this. What person in their right mind doesn't go, sir, what is this? Oh, this is my story. If you're smart, you're not just gonna, jump on a bandwagon. Just here's here's 200,000, and we'll develop it for you. No, you want to keep control of your own stuff. I'm not saying go do that, but my point is why is this not out there? Look at this. Oh my gosh. Like, why is this stuff not, why did we get weird at, adaptations of other stuff? It just, or the same thing over and over again. Like that Batman Christmas special that was on Net. Like, who took the time to make that garbage? Why would you make that? So the money that you wasted on that, you could have put into something awesome like this, and we have another cool series to watch or shorts or whatever. And I just don't understand. Yeah, these light shade things. I don't know, but this. Oh man. Let's look at some more of his stuff. His stuff is absolutely amazing. Media. He does timestamp stuff. Um, uh, He's still cute. You definitely know that that's his style, though. Look at this. Look at this. It's I man. Please do my stuff, Mister Art Attack guy. Please. I'll get you some Waffle House, and you. That's a trade off. You do my characters, and I'll give you, you know, money to get some Waffle House or something. This is amazing. Oh, wait. There's that one picture. Like, oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, let's see. Yeah, but that is a freaking amazing. Get off of there. Had the birdcage stuff. I wonder if I have anything. Ooh, so so I'm gonna go through a few of my characters, I guess. This is Zephyrin. He is. I'll just read it off. That's Zephyrin, and he is part of a guild of archers, ancient archers. Um, him and two. There's technically three. It's him and two others, but then there's like a third that comes way down deeper into the story. But they're ancient mystical archers sworn to protect the innocents. Once operating in the shadows, they have been called out to help in the war on the dark magistrates in the world of Soteria. So he's kind of like the Leonardo. He's like he's the well he is the leader. He's the lead. He's like a mix between Leonardo and Splinter. He's very uh chill, very chill, relaxed. So all the personalities kind of they have their different personalities or whatever. But he's the main, he's the first member. That's Zephyrin. Um, I think that's Ciela. She is a Bright Spring warrior. So the Bright Spring Warriors. So in my story, I have a group called the Eritas Clerics, and as you can see, they're what my they're not angels, but you would think that that's the first thing to pop in your head, but they're called Eritas Clerics. So she is an Eritas cleric, but she is a part of a group of um, uh, female warriors called the Bright Spring Warriors, and she's the lead. So, and she goes off and stays with them and ends up kind of becoming the leader. Um, and their main job, not their main job, but they are protectors of children's innocence. This is Airshell and Hava. Airshell and Hava. Um, yeah, I won't say much about them, but that's Airshell and Hava. Let's see. Oh, that is Voltor. Voltor. Hmm. You think he fights with a sword? Well, yes, but his primary weapons is his vocal cords. Yes, he will sing out notes to make your ears bleed. Then he'll use his sword as the last option. It says Veltor, but I changed his name to Voltor. Um, and then Ashania, she is the main. She is my main character. Well, she's not. She is one of the main characters, like starting off in the adventure. Um, yeah. So this is this little thing I made. This is Zephyrin, Niola, and Ashania. Niola lives in a volcano, in case anybody was wondering. Uh, this is Salenia and Naru, who were originally in the story, but I'm taking them out of the story because you see things and you're like, okay, maybe this is it going to work. Originally, I had them in the story, but I'm working on a side thing where they are a team and they're they're that's what it was going to be called, Salina and Naru. So her mother raised in the icy royal city of Vincrinus, and her father, a former prisoner in a lava-surrounded city of Zofindrin, causes an inner conflict. Showing powers at a young age, she has inherited ice and fire-based powers. So she gets the ice powers from her or um, from her mother, and the fiery, like lava-based powers from her father. And it's kind of like emotionally, there's emotional turmoil. Um, but then that's the animal is Nairu. So yeah, they've been taken out of the story. One reason because I had so many characters, I had to start kind of like, okay, I can't just shove stuff in here just because I want it to be some giant fantasy adventure. So I'm trying to learn to pull back. Um, he is a major villain. He's a major villain, and he'll come in later. Um, let me see. That's Kaya. She's one of my favorite. Kaya the Light Rider. Kaya the Light Rider. Ah, good old Singe. Singe hanging out with his trusty hammer of redemption called Cobalt, known to burn and seize the mind and heart of those who come in touch with his blue flame. Redemption of the mind, with this flame my heart I bind. Lost no more, hear the might of the lion's roar. Yes, Singe. He is awesome. He's a major part of the story as well. They meet later on. if you think like Avatar, he goes on an adventure and they meet Toph in, what was that, season 2, I think it was, or whatever. So they meet characters on the way. Um, uh, we got this guy right here. Uh, we got her. What else we got? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm still working on these guys right here and just touching up some things and but I do know, so they are, so if you saw show Xavier earlier, like I said, was a magistrate, a Soltarian magistrate. Well, this is his this is a dark magistrate, and he's those two are connected. Obviously, you kind of tell that they're a little bit on the evil side, so gotta have some evil in there. Um, Fantasy story can be complete without a little pixie-ish, fairy-ish action. Um, so now we've got, uh, this is Kyrania. This is Kyrania. And her brother, and this is Naraya. She's a Soltarian light sage. And this is Pycerius. Pycerius is an orbital mage. Um, that's what his that's where he comes from. He's an orbital mage, and so that mask basically he does not actually have a face. So behind that mask is basically a void, and that mask keeps him tethered. So him and his sister are linked in a way where, so he basically doesn't talk, but he uses symbols to talk, and nobody else understands what he's saying. But she's able to. She has this. There's a device that she has on her arm that can decipher. You can see this right here. It's called the Hierotachian Arts, and what he's thinking kind of manifests itself as symbols physically in the physical world, and when they come out, it analyzes it, and then turns it into words for groups to understand. So, uh, yeah. Then I got a lot of care. Selunia. So Selunia is one of my favorite characters. And I don't know if you can tell, but I know it's weird. I know it's strange. Jubilee has always been one of my favorite characters, even since when I was a kid. She just is. But she only puts fireworks from her. I know, but I love Jubilee, and I was inspired by her. Her outfit. Obviously, you can see she has this jacket and stuff, but she has a she has a actual her full name is Selunia Quinier, and she has a her. I'm really excited about her role because out of everybody, she's the one character that I fully, absolutely know where her beginning and not ending, but her I know her full character arc. I know how long it's going to take. I know all the stuff that's going to happen in between and stuff. So, yeah, her arc is going to be amazing. Her arc is going to be amazing. So I'm really attached to her. Um, you can kind of see she has a little bit of a, she's got a little bit of twinge in her eye where you're like, okay, is she craving power or is she crazy or is she nice and she just looks like that? She's definitely struggles with um, how to use power properly. Um, and she's going to have a lot of issues and stuff going on with her internally, and it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's see. Let me get out of here. Stop sharing that. Get back over here. Turn that down. Up, here we go. Yeah, I just figured I'd come on and blab a little bit tonight. Oh, I like it. If you were to delete a DC villain forever, who would that be? Black Manta. It's pointless. Who else? Duh. I need Storm back, man. Man, Marvel bumbled. They just bumbled so much with mutants and stuff because they had to push their weird stuff with Kamala Khan. Man, they all they had to do was in Black Panther, the first Black Panther, or actually, well, they could have did that then. There's like four different ways they could have just introduced mutants, but because they later on with Endgame, all this timey wimey stuff, multiverse, it's like we know what the ending is going to be. They're going to do the whole thing and merge all the worlds together, and then this way they can say, "Oh, Miles Morales, you see, Miles Morales is canon," and all. That's why they're doing all this stuff. But so they have to let the stuff play out. But they could have had where T'Chaka where T'Chaka knew about mutants, whether it's Namor or not. Maybe like back in the day, they know about Atlantis, whatever. But my point is, well, actually that makes sense. Well, they could have did it where maybe like T'Chaka knew about Storm, and Storm came from another nation state country, whatever in Africa near Wakanda, or they could have just been another tribe, and they got kicked out because she looks like a demon or whatever. She has these white eyes, looks crazy, so her family is shunned, and either he's protecting Wakanda because he knows that she has powers, and it wasn't in a bad way, but he's doing it to protect Wakanda, and like he tells the mother that, or the mother, like the mother gives birth to Storm, and then the what do they call, like the midwife or whatever, gives that look like, oh my god, it's almost like Nightcrawler coming out or something like that, and they see her have white eyes, and they're like, oh yeah, it's just a demon baby or what they would deem as, like a demon child or whatever, and so the mom goes on the run with Storm to get away, so people wouldn't, ridicule them and mock them and try to kill Storm or whatever, or or it could be the same, thing, and T'Chaka tries to help, right? T'Chaka tries to help by hiding her in Wakanda. You didn't like that, and then they where they have T'Challa and Ororo grow up together, or you could have it where, with Wakanda being so private all the time as a child, just like they could have pulled a boy in striped pajamas where T'Challa's going off to play, and then he goes outside the bounds, and he sees this little girl playing, and they become friends. Now the parents don't know it; they just see each other every once in a while when they're outside. They play together and everything, and then something happens where she gets hurt or something, and maybe T'Chaka knows about the girl, but but now T'Challa knows too, because he's actually met her, and T'Chaka's like, you can't you can't play with this little girl. Then one day they're playing, she gets hurt, she gets emotional. Obviously, that's one of the ways that they trigger, mutant power. She starts crying, and as she starts crying, it starts, raining and thundering and lightning and stuff or whatever. So then he pulls him back and then forces him out or whatever. There's so many different simple ways, and they just couldn't do it. That'd have been like super easy, and then they just introduces his baby mama girl and Black Panther. Like, it's just weird. Like, why do they do weird stuff like that? Just take the easy layup. Disney does not take easy layups. They're like, it's 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they get the bowling ball and shoot a three from half court with a bowling ball. That's what Disney does. I don't understand. I don't know. Very, very, very aggravating. Let me see here. Give me one moment. Let me see something. Um, if anybody wants to come in, you can. I'm just late night chatting it up. Oh wow. Sorry. Uh, okay, give me one moment. Run to the restroom. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's see. Now I'm getting a delay. That is so weird. I need to get my computer fixed up. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. Nice ranting with you. Um, I think I'm going to watch me some King of Queens. Um, all are always welcome. Everybody's welcome to come on in and to the chat like we used to do. Um, actually, let me see. Let me see one thing before. Let me see something. Let's see. Well, anyway, like I was saying, uh, all are always welcome to come in like we used to do back in the day, which was only like a year ago. But everyone's always welcome. Just let me know, and I'll send you the link, and you can hop on in. Um, but I think I am on my way out. So you guys have an awesome night.